Hello, everyone. I'm back. Grandma's here. Um, I was going to sit here and sing. Well, maybe I'll still sing it. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrows. Yeah, crazy, huh? Shall I sing it again? I definitely won't. I'll make you listen to that again. Maybe I will, because I'm showing no one's actually in the chat yet. So why not, right? I can sing. Can't. So Paul Robinson and Sam Cooke and Louis Armstrong sang this song. Now I've been singing it while I'm walking along and stuff to myself around the house and stuff, and I'm driving people crazy. But here goes. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Can't sing? I darn, but hey, it's true. No one's seen my troubles or my sorrows or, you know, what I'm going through or even our struggles. We being overweight, we have so many struggles. And hello to those that have come in. You missed me singing. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. Because I'm just seeing one person in here. So, hello, hello. I think I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes before we start really getting some people in here. Because I'm sure, you know, you are off doing something else. And then you get that notice and, oh, grandma's online. I need to go see her. At least that's what I want to believe. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I've got a wild imagination. What can I say? Well, maybe no one will show up. Yeah, no one showed up. There's less. Oh, hello. Live time. Yes, we're going to talk about struggles today. Being an overweight person. Hello, Ralphie. It's good to see you. Live time. There's not anybody here yet but you and I, but that's all right. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for commenting on one of my videos today. We is all we need. Oh, you noticed? Yes, of course. I read all my comments. I spend about an hour a day reading comments, I think. Hey, Casey, I'm glad you could make it. Well, you all missed me singing that song, Nobody Knows the Troubles I've Seen. Nobody knows my sorrows. I actually, off key, just dared myself to sing it, but you'll have to catch it during the replay. How's that sound? Currently waiting on flour to arrive so I can make muffins. Well, well, maybe after today, after this live, you might think a second about making those muffins. I think with having three in here, I'll just go ahead. I compiled a list over the last. Yeah, you just made blueberry muffins. Hush, I love blueberry muffins. I love blueberries, and I remembered all the great places in Maine to even pick them. So, over the last couple of days, I compiled a list of troubles that people that are struggling with overweight or their struggles, their daily struggles of being overweight, what people face. And lots of times, people that are, I don't want to say normal, but people that don't have those struggles or they're the average, perfect weight people don't realize that people with overweight, face. And it's a lot of things. I mean, look at this list. I put together a list and then I found more things to put together in my list. So for 2 days, the list just keeps growing, but I wasn't going to make another printout. So first, I have on my list the physical and health struggles for anyone that's dealing with being overweight. Hi, Nifty, welcome. But only half. got too scared if you were going to get hurt, and I couldn't stand it. Hey, but last night I used a cane. I found one of my canes in the garage. So at least I'm using a cane. I'm going to use it again tonight too. I haven't pulled out my walker, although I had thought about it. I'm not going to do it. So we're talking about physical and health struggles. That's joint pain, mobility issues, your nips, your, your knees, your hips, your back. When I'm doing those walks, it's been the pain in my thighs, which is all right. The average Joe has that. The pain in my back, my hips. You get shortness of breath, which you've all seen and witnessed, me having shortness of breath. Sometimes I feel faint, like I'm going to pass out or dizzy, and I have to find a safe place in case I do. Diabetes, difficulty sleeping, which I used to wake up every 2 hours. And I've been diagnosed with having severe sleep apnea, but I refused to use the machine. It was like, there's no way I'm going to put that thing on my face and try to go to sleep. It's just not going to happen. Um, so difficulty sleeping, sleep apnea, snoring. I used to be a big snorer. Digestive issues, heartburn. How many people have had such bad heartburn? Oh my goodness. Bloating. I know about bloating. Swelling in the feet and ankles, including your toes and your fingers. Those are all struggles that we have to deal with. Everyday practical problems like clothes not fitting. We can't go to Walmart and buy clothes, you know. You have to do a mail order from, Women Within, or, at least the men's, that they're like tall, they're not saying obese men, it's tall men. They have to go to those types of stores or buy them offline. Another thing is worried about sitting in public places. Have you ever gone into a restaurant and all they have is booths? They don't have no tables and chairs, so you have to leave the restaurant because you're such a big person that you can't fit in a booth. You try, but there's no way because the booth seems like it's like this small or this large. It's this small, and you can't fit. You know how many times I've had to leave restaurants with booths that I couldn't fit, and they might have had a couple of tables, but the tables are taken because you got all them other big people that are sitting at the other tables with pull-out chairs. So the tables are always full, and all that's left. Yes, that's the another one I have on my list is transportation sitting, like and not just the sitting in transportation, like a plane. And yes, I did do my search again, and I was right the other day. It's 17 to 19 inches is what you get on a plane. Can you imagine that? How many of us fall between 17 and 19 inches? Seriously? So now you have to get two seats. Two seats they expect you. And I got someone told me, yes, you have to pay for two seats, but if the plane wasn't full afterwards, after they take off and land, you can ask for a reimbursement on that second seat, but you have to pay for two seats if you can't fit into that 17-inch feet. At least Southwest will. Um, and not just the seat, but what about the plane's bathroom? Going from Texas, when I used to fly quite a bit, a couple of times a year, going from Texas to Vegas, we went to Vegas twice a year. I had to make sure I emptied my bladder before I got onto that plane because I couldn't fit in the bathroom. You like this, and then you got to try to get your pants down to your feet, and hopefully you make it. You get to sit and make the hole because you can't spread your legs wide enough to actually pee. So you got to pee in your pants. Nice funnel river down into your pants. So yeah, it's madness. Same thing with a public bus. They got bathrooms in those too, but again, they're small. They don't think anyone uses public transportation that is big. And the strange thing is one of the United States' biggest problem is that the majority of us are obese. All right, so those are everyday practical things. Um, and then you have stores too, like Walmart. There's no place to sit, so you have to have a cart. If you're a big person like me, you can't walk to the end of the store without having to sit down. So, do I carry a fold up chair with me everywhere I go? I used to. When I've gone to vote and having to be in a long line, I used to have this little stool that is like this, and you open it up like a folding cup, and he folded because if I had to sit, because I couldn't stand that long in a line, I could just pull that down and sit. So there's no places for a big person to actually sit anywhere. You have to bring your own chair. That's silly. Um, let's see, what else do I have? Social and emotional challenges, negative comments, or you're being judged when you're in public. You know how many times I've been stopped saying, "Oh, when are you due to have that baby?" Hey, lady, I'm 60 years old. I don't think I'm going to be due to have a baby anytime soon. I've actually had that happen to me a few times. Or I'd get stopped. Here I'm in a sheriff's uniform from work, and I have to stop at the grocery store to get something. And this woman came up to me and said, if you go to Social Security, you can get disability for being overweight, obese. You ought to consider getting disability. Seriously, I can work, thank you. But I've actually had people tell me I can get disability for being overweight. So yeah, so I'm being judged right off the bat. Embarrassment in public places, we've all felt that. Lower self-esteem. Yeah, you sometimes you just want to not be seen in public. You wish you were invisible. Feeling left out of activities. Yeah, that happens to me a lot. Sometimes I'll just say, no, I don't want to go because I know if I go, there won't be no place to sit, or I'll be embarrassed, or something that whatever they're going to do, I know I won't be able to play or do because I'm overweight. Um, there might be a sign if you're overweight, you can't do this, or, it's so embarrassing. Um, Anxiety about eating in front of others. You got to make sure that you always look like you're on a diet because God forbid if an overweight person sits down and has a piece of pie with their family in public. So you tend to not eat, or you eat a salad. Go out with a bunch of people in a restaurant and you feel like you got to eat a salad because if you had the full meal, people are going to comment, well, that's why you're fat. And that has happened. Um, Worried about health issues and about the future. Am I going to die being this big? Am I? Um, would they be able to carry my casket? If I'm this big, weighing 400 pounds? These are things that you start thinking about when you get up there and weight. What if they drop my casket? I've even had dreams of that. So it's like, I got to be cremated. No, thank you. I don't want that. No, no, no. Um, let's see. I'm reading all my notes here too. Seatbelts in cars. When you're an overweight person like me, you can't put on your seatbelt. But when you go into the car, people say, put on your seatbelt. And you like pretend to put it on. Like it really is going to help you if you get into an accident, right? Because their seatbelt is too small. Yeah, you can go get a seatbelt extension, but do you realize that they come in different, like different cars have different seatbelts? Same thing with airplanes. You have to go in the plane and ask for a seatbelt extender, and hopefully it fits. If they don't have one because someone else got it first, you get to give up your seat to somebody else because you can't fly. And I've had to bring about 3 different seatbelt extenders when I had to buy my own. No, I'm not able to drive yet. I will be. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. The steering wheel still drags across my belly, and I have because my and it's not just being able to fit behind the steering wheel. It's because my apron, my fat apron, if you see the pictures of me that I posted, my I can't lift up my feet, my leg, to be able to step on the gas and the gas or the brake. So because I can't lift my feet that high when I'm sitting, I can't. I What if I have to stop real quick? I can't get my leg over there past my fat belly to be able to stop. So I could probably force the issue and do it, but I don't want to take the chance because I don't want to hurt anybody else. Because then that's my fault. Because I know that my leg is doesn't move fast enough to get over onto the brake and vice versa. So I don't drive. But I plan on it. I got a car that's parked in the driveway, parked in the garage. I can drive someday in the future. So that's one of the reasons why I can't wait to lose some of this weight. Let's get it so that my leg can lift up, over my fat, well, not over my fat belly, but pick it up, be able to, because it's so heavy. Then we got daily fatigue and energy struggles, feeling tired all the time, difficulty in getting up, low energy throughout the day, taking naps. There was times I would just fall asleep sitting in my chair, or fall asleep sitting at the table because I spent half the night awake and running to the bathroom and all that stuff. So very difficult getting up in the morning, low energy, sugar highs and crashes. Ever ate a plate of pasta of some sort, and then a half hour later you taking a nap? What about Thanksgiving? How many people actually eat a good Thanksgiving dinner, and then before you know it, you're crashing? You got to go to sleep. You don't have the energy. Um, Brain fog. I know. I feel like my brain fog is starting to clear up. You wouldn't know it by this video, because I keep saying the wrong words. So hard to focus. Yeah, but a lot of that too is like energy. You're just tired and you just, drift off to sleep. So there's that. I was having a lot of problems a few years ago with and I don't know if it has to do with this, but I would just go into having seizures. So I was at a standstill as far as that goes. Yeah, I would just start doing this and go right into a seizure. So there was a time when after my stroke that I had 3 strokes. They gave me 25% chance to live through the stroke. I was having over 100 seizures a day, and my mom is dying, and this is going on. And I could not go and visit my mom and say my goodbyes because my health issues were so bad. It took about 6 months after my stroke for everything just to clear up. And during that time, my mom died in Maine, and I couldn't say goodbye. We got to get healthy, people. We've got to get healthy. So, family and lifestyle impacts. Hard to play with kids or your grandkids. You can't do things with your grandkids because you can't get around. You can't play ball. You can't, you know, a lot of grandmas can anyways, but a lot of grandmas can. They want to do things with you. You're their grandparent, but you can't do those things. You can't go to all their school activities or their plays because they may not have a chair that will fit you, and you don't want to embarrass them. That's a big thing for me is I don't want to embarrass my grandkids, showing up and not being able to fit in a chair or break a chair. What if I broke a chair at one of their recitals or something? I want to be there. So I tell my daughter, make sure you take videos so I can be there for them, so I can watch them. So, yeah, it's important. The struggles are real. And then under family and lifestyle impacts is if you do decide to go on the carnivore diet, or even if you don't, you're usually doing 2 different two different meal plans. You've got yours and you got theirs. Because no one else is going to go on the carnivore diet with you. So you're now, since you're the main cook in your home, you have to cook two different meal plans. It's not their fault that, you know, you're 200 pounds overweight. And then you have your personal struggles. Ever try to have a belly like this and cut your toenails, people? It's almost impossible. You can get little gadgets, with a, a toe cutter, a toenail cutter. It's here somewhere, right here. This is what I got to use, people. I got to use one of these to cut my toenails. Do you know how much almost impossible it is to use one of these to cut your toenails when you can barely see them because your eyes are bad and no one else wants to cut your toenails? They don't want to touch your feet. So, yeah, you have to buy all these extenders. If you drop something on the floor, I've got that too, right around here somewhere, that I can pick up stuff off the floor if they fall, if I drop them. Unable to, and I've talked about this before. Yes, exactly, bro. Um, um, you can't wipe your butt. So personal hygiene is almost impossible when you're this big. So every time you go to the bathroom, you have to go into the shower and clean yourself. You can get extenders like this and grasp that toilet paper on the end, and hopefully you can get down under, just so, underneath all those fat rolls. So it's a lot of personal things. Um, infections from skin rolls. Big people have to deal with all that stuff too. Skin tags. My mom used to have skin tags, and I've got skin tags too. But when you're on the carnivore diet, a lot of those go away. So what I'm trying to say here is that you're not alone in these struggles. If you're dealing with some of these struggles, you're not alone. I just keep telling myself, and this too will pass. These struggles, as you stay on the carnivore diet, this too will pass. All of these struggles, hopefully, will go away. Pretty soon, I'll be able to wipe my butt in about 20 pounds. Man, when I hit that 300-pound thing, I'm going to be able to drive and I'm going to be able to wipe my butt because I've been through this before. I know how much I have to weigh before I can reach my butt and wipe. It's just one step at a time, one day at a time. And the change from all of these struggles that we have to face is possible to be gone. That's a lot of stuff right there. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. It's a lot of struggling that we have to go through as an overweight person. But it's not impossible. We have hope. On the carnivore diet, people, we have hope. More so than the fat-free diet, more so than Weight Watchers. I hate to put them down because they're doing a good thing, but I've done that diet. I've done the fat-free diet. None of those worked for me. None of them. But we have hope. With the carnivore diet, there's less inflammation for our joints, people that are dealing with mobility issues, and in some instances, even arthritis can go into remission being on the carnivore diet. If you have gout, like I do, that's a form of arthritis. That too can go into remission if you follow the diet precisely. You can't have too much pork, you got to be careful, but you can get rid of inflammations in your joints. Me, I have a major problem with shortness of breath and fatigue. With a carnivore diet, those things can go away. I can improve my stamina. You can too. And over time, when you lose weight, your breathing gets better. Um, a better sleep quality as weight and inflammation subsides. When you sleep, you actually heal. So when you sleep for 7, 8 hours, that's 7, 8 hours on the carnivore diet that you actually start healing. Clothes start fitting better. So I don't have to wear clothes that I've been wearing since I've been 400 pounds. Here we go. 400-pound shirt right here. It's baggy, but that's all right because I've already outgrown all the clothes that I wore that I had last year from losing 100 pounds because I upped to 50 pounds. So I'm back to wearing my 400 pounds clothes. But I know pretty soon I'll be able to wear those clothes. Embarrassment in public places, spaces. Yeah, that's going to subside because you're going to grow more confident. And as the energy increases, you'll have less worry about falling or having to sit down. Your health improves. The brain fog, that's what I'm hoping for, so I can stop calling it brain frog. It improves. I still think I'm having a problem because my body's trying to switch from burning sugar to burning fat, and that's why right now I'm having all the brain frog issues. Feeling left out of activities. That's a major one that I've been trying to deal with this summer, and I know um, that as time goes on, I'll have more energy. I'll be more comfortable being in public places with my family and with my grandkids, and it's just going to take some time. I'm 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 going to do this. I want to be doing more things with family instead of being hiding out in my little space right here, my chair. Guilt about food choices. That's going to be easy, huh? That's easy. Um, you just know you're a carnivore. I think my family has accepted the fact that I'm doing this and that's that. They've seen me at my worst health, and they've seen me improve doing the carnivore diet. So today they brought in a bunch of stuff I couldn't eat, and not one person said one bite isn't going to hurt you. They've all accepted it. I'd rather have the extra skin, even though it's going to be real painful. I'm already dealing with some of those issues, than to have that I can't move, period. So I'm going to go from I can't move, period, and stuck in a chair and I'm going to die right here. Or do I deal with the extra skin issues, but be healthy and be able to do things with family? My skin is already sagging. I have powders and all kinds of different things that I have to use already. I get sores. I get ulcerated holes in my skin underneath my fat that do not heal. Um, but I had to go put in powder on me before I came to sit down because I was in so much pain from my hanging belly. So I'm already dealing with all those. I have for a long time. So yeah, the extra skin, okay. Am I going to be able to walk and move better? Yeah. Am I going to be able to sit in a chair and not break it? Probably. A lot more than if I was 400 pounds sitting in that chair. Will I be able to sit in a booth at a restaurant with loose skin? I think so. With the extra skin, yeah, it's going to sag. Everything's going to go down itself. But you know what? For a woman, when you're 65, 70 years old, everything starts sagging anyway. My little boobies, well, they're not so little, but my boobies, they're pointing behind me now. They sag so much, and they were sagging for years and years and years. So you just got to deal. And who knows, maybe one day my insurance might cover a nice surgery to get some of it removed. But I used to worry about the extra skin. And after doing the balance, the pros and the cons, should I stay fat and deal with the extra skin? Or do I lose weight, try to become healthy, and then deal with that later? Because I'm already dealing with it anyway, with what I have. You know, I get sores along my upper thighs, like major rashes that are like rug burns from skin on top of skin rubbing. So there you go. So yeah, I see myself gaining more energy too to be able to deal with a lot of things around the house. I don't have to, worry about I'm too tired to do my dishes and I have to hire someone to do them, or unable to go to my laundry room downstairs. I'm going to be able to do all those things. So, bottom line is, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. And we're looking for victories here. You're stronger than you think. And we want to accept our victories and let the world know we have them. So if you would, that video that I posted today for that's like 4 minutes long, asking for for victories, please post. Let's get that comment section huge, because we want people to look at those victories when they're new, to see all the different things that people have healed, that they've moved on and done, the weight they've lost, the stories of getting healthy. And my next video that comes Thursday night, I am going to be reading some of those, as some of them. I won't read names. I'll leave your names to you. But I'm going to read some of those just so that people can see that, yes, victories are important, because they are. And we all like hearing about somebody. I know I like hearing about somebody else's victories. Yes, I like sharing them too, but I love hearing, people tell me. And I've read so many of them. It's great. Everybody has a story. Everybody that's on this journey has a story. And I want to hear it. Hi, V Team. Hi, Brandy. Anybody have struggles they want to add to this? Go ahead and post them. What's your struggles? Admit to a struggle, post it, make it real. Keeping it real. It's great Ralphie's here. Ralphie, by the way, everyone, is my brother. Somehow he found me, and I haven't talked to him for a couple of years, and he's been cheering us on, or cheering me on. Craving carbs. Yeah. They claim, and I haven't really craved. Well, I saw something earlier today. I was like, ooh, would I like that? No, I'm not going to eat it. But craving carbs, they say that if you cook up bacon ahead of time, that stealing a piece of bacon might curb that carb craving. Don't forget to eat even when losing weight. Yes, that's a good one too, Cassandra. You still, because that can put you not losing weight if you forget to eat. Yeah, and that's what's so important. A lot of people have their bedtime snack. Yeah, but if you ate a lot of fat for your last meal, you stay full and you don't think. Because I'm like that too. I used to eat a bunch of chips before I went to bed, my nighttime snack, or go reach for a couple of cookies. But I have found this past 3 weeks that when I eat my last meal, like after I leave here, I'll go and have my last meal, because I stay up till 3 o'clock. So right about now, within a half hour, I have my last meal, and I make sure that I have some fat consistency to keep me until tomorrow. But I only eat 2 meals a day. I eat right about 3, 4 o'clock, and then I eat about 9 o'clock, and then I'm done till I go to bed about 4 in the morning. or chocolate a few days out of the month. Uh, I'm glad I never had a problem with craving for chocolate. Never. Hello, Purple Crochet. Hello, Cindy. Glad you guys came. And hello to everyone else that's out there. I see that we have 13. Yeah, we all crave things. We all want things. And as far as if you're on the carnivore diet and you're craving something before bed, grab a piece. Sometimes I'll go and grab a couple of slices of pepperoni. Time to go. Love you, Barbara. Love you too, Ralphie. See you in the next one, Thursday night. Bye-bye. Love you. That was my baby brother. He's the youngest of all of us. My little baby brother, Ralphie. And I know he hates Ralphie, so everyone call him Ralphie. I'm kidding. Don't call him Ralphie. He doesn't like it. I can put up. I can get away with it because I'm his older sister. You see. uh, Ralphie. That's what we used to do all the time. Ralphie. I know him as Ralphie. Right. That's because your mother's always called him Ralphie. I'm not going to stop. Just because he's older now and doesn't want me to call him Ralphie, he's always going to be Ralphie to me. And I think the reason why we all called him Ralphie is because my dad's name was Ralph. So he's, the second, I guess, or the third. I don't know. It might be even the fourth. I can't remember now. But it was to distinguish all the Ralphs in the house. So anyone want to talk about any other struggles, or do you have any questions? I think the worst one when you're first starting out, and probably for a little anyways, is craving carbs. Whether it's chocolate or anything, that's all carbs. Purple Crochet. Well, we have 12 in the house. So hello, everyone. I think everyone missed me singing earlier. Yeah, my cheat notes. Yeah, I know him as Ralphie. Ralphie. I'm surprised that I don't feel lame yet. Maybe because I'm not stopping because I'm in pain. I'm not sore. I think the reason why I stopped is because my breathing. It's my breathing. It gets too labored and my heart starts racing, so I don't want to keep going. What I want is to die of a heart attack out on the doorstep, especially after Robbie told me that story. I crave something with flavor in my mouth. I'll chew sugarless gum. Ah, okay. Okay, flavor. I guess I don't. I I guess I don't. I miss textures. I guess of food, like the texture of bread and the smells. If I smell bread when I go to the grocery store, it's like I start craving bread because that was my weakness was bread. But I am not going to try to find a replacement for bread. I don't want to be making egg patties or something. I don't know what do they call those things that are in keto that you can use for like a a roll or so. I can't. I know I was making them when I was on keto, but I can't remember now what it was like. Whipped egg yolk or not egg yolk, the whites of the egg. You whip it up and do something with it. Yeah, I ate a bunch of eggs. I did hard boiled eggs last night. Put them in the fridge, and then today about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was eating a few hard boiled eggs. I have eggs every day. They keep me full for a long time, and I like that. Hey, I am on my way home from Dad's, and then I'll be on the other life. I was gonna send Casey in. Yeah, Casey came in. Yeah, no soreness. I'm gonna do it tonight again after the live. I want to just keep it going. I don't know if anyone's interested in it, but I feel like I've got company when I'm out there with my camera, walking up and down the driveway. Besides, if anything happens to me, it'll be recorded. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Johns. Sim, Sin, Cindy. I think it was Cindy, wasn't it, Cindy? Yeah, it's always Eastern time. But I thought it was an interesting. I don't know if anyone else was interested in it, but you can definitely watch the replay. For about a half hour, we talked about the struggles of being overweight, what we go through. Simpson, okay. Is it pronounced Simpson? Yeah. Do you have any struggles about being overweight? That was the topic tonight. Struggles. I had this huge list. I'll put it up here. I made out this huge list of troubles. There's a whole lot of troubles there. Struggles, troubles, whatever you want to call it. Another one I didn't say, bad parking at public places. When you're 400 pounds, sometimes you don't want to go to different places that have bad parking. If you don't have a disabled tag or whatever, you can't. Yeah, sin. Yeah, yeah. What do we have? Sin, like 3 Cindy's in the room all at once or something. It was. I got to the point where I had problems tying shoes and wiping the back end. That is one of the reasons I started Carnivore. Yeah, I can't tie my shoes. I have to leave my shoes loosely so I can slip into them. I can't bend down to tie my shoes. I can't bend down to put on my socks either. If someone doesn't help me with my socks, I don't wear socks, whether it's wintertime or not. I cannot do it. So I understand what you're saying, Sin. And wiping your back end, I'm still a few pounds too heavy to be able to do that, but I'll get to it eventually. I know about when I hit about 300 pounds, maybe a little under, I'll be able to wipe my back end. I have a lot of scrotum skin on my legs. Now, after losing 100 pounds, yeah, it's getting better. Well, that's good. Yeah, when I lost the 100 pounds last year, but then I gained back 50. But before I gained back the 50, I had like these folds in my thighs, and those folds would get sores. And that was not nice. That wasn't fun. Yeah. And I have like a second belly, but that I call it my tuma. That's under my fat belly. I have this other between my legs is a big round bubble. My kids will say to me if I'm wearing a dress, this is so ridiculous, but I'm going to say it. You ready for this? They'd say, Mom, your vagina is showing. And it's like, it's not a vagina, guys. It's not a vagina. So I'll have to put my dress down because it hangs really low underneath my knees. And it's just a big ball of fat that hangs down between my legs. Yeah, me too. So it's not just me, it's not just you. We're all dealing with it, and hopefully we can solve problems together. That's one of the biggest thing for me about doing this is that we're not alone getting through this journey. We're not alone. And to me that's the most important thing out there is that we have each other. And I know without a doubt that if I had a question and I asked somebody, or if something was bothering me and I didn't know how to get through it, all I had to do was ask somebody. This We're all in different parts of our journey. Some of us have been doing it for a few years, some of us are just starting out. So there's somebody there for us to talk to. And like Cindy said, it wasn't, but when she lost so much weight, she started having areas that looked like a scrotum, but it's not wasn't a scrotum, but it looked like a scrotum. But now she's saying that it's getting better. So that's good. That's like a victory. That's a victory right there. It's getting better. Yes. Yes, I have to do that too. And I'll get sore if I don't. Sometimes I forget to put it on after my shower because I'm still kind of damp. And oh, that's what happened today. It like I didn't put it on soon enough and it started to hurt. And it's really painful too. Very painful. I feel the major struggles are past. Now I am up for improvement. Well, good for you, Cindy. That's awesome. I'm serious when I say that. And that makes me feel like, yes, there is improvement, there is hope. Things do get better if we stay on this path. Mom works good for the folds. Is it called Mom? MOM? Is that what it's called? MOM? Hi, monkey butt. Milk of magnesia works for folds, really? I have never heard of that. I'm going to write this down, guys. um, Anti monkey butt. Monkey butt and milk. Yeah, it's like the milk of magnesia, isn't that kind of like a paste or something? Isn't it like a, well, Okay, so it's liquid, so you just wipe it on underneath your folds, and it will help. Huh. Things you find out about. See, this is why we have each other right here. We can help each other out on this journey. Perfect. Dollar store has it cheap, and they don't add the bleach. Awesome. I'm going to write that down too. Dollar store. I'll be telling my daughter, hey, I need to go to the dollar store, and she'll know why. In a pinch, deodorants work as a chafing for rubbing. Oh, okay. I never thought of that either. I've just been using this. It might be ABM powder, but it is a powder for under your belly. I don't know what it's called though. It's antifungal. Okay. Monstat cream. See, I've never heard of some of this stuff. I'm listening. Can't chat yet. I've sang that song since I was a little girl. Still do at 56. What song is that, T? I can't find liners now. These. Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Every time I get depressed, that's what I go around and sing. And sometimes if I'm not depressed, I'm just feeling foolish, I sing it too. My kids have all grown up with all my weird singing. Hello. Good evening. We're all discussing struggles of being overweight and some of the things that we can do about those struggles. So, hello, Keto Simple. Welcome to our live. We do a live every other night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Next Thursday, that's coming up, we are going to read some of people's victories that they've been sharing on a video I made earlier today called, what was that video called? I just had one of my brain fog. What are your carnivore victories? And then Thursday night during our live at 8 p.m. Central Time, not Central, Eastern Time, I'm going to read some of them. I am from Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I was a little over 400 pounds. I was about 400 pounds. Well, I'm not exactly sure because I had one scale that only went up to a certain amount of weight. And then I got another phone and another scale, and I was about 400. So I think I was above it at one point, but I don't know how much. But I did post a picture of when I was at my highest. It's in that I think is when I was in my highest. It's in the what is that? The community section or the post? Your page posts. Where are you tonight? I so where's there are Columbus meetups at least once a year. There's supposed to be one, I think, this weekend, carnivore one with Homestead How, and a lot of them are going to be there, but I haven't gone to one, but I want to go to one. I'm not going to make it this week to one. I've got other commitments from Hee Haw. Homestead Buckeye Russ. Homesick Buckeye Russ. Well, hopefully I get to do up one next year. I think it'd be cool to meet up more than once a year, actually, but yeah, the one that's this coming weekend. Yeah, by the time I heard about it, I already had other plans, and I'm not going to break my other plans. There's more in the Midwest, more meetups. Maybe someday when I'm able to drive, I can go to some of them or fit in an airplane. Right now, it's just not possible. But I believe one day it can be. I've been carnivore over a year, on and off, lost 33 pounds, kind of stalled, but I'm down 2 pant sizes. Well, that's good. And how much was you at the start? What was it you said? I think you said. Oh, that was keto smell. Yeah, well, 333. This time I was at 336 when I started again. But last year I watched Howard Howe with Bill Knotts, and I went from keto to carnivore, and I lost about 100 pounds. But then I went on vacation to Maine. I went off the carnivore diet, and I came back from Maine eating all that great, wonderful food up in Maine. And I said, well, I might as well wait until the holidays. And yeah, after the holidays ended up being, what, August? 8 months after the holidays, 2016. We are more carnivore now, but we're not against veggies sometimes. Once I get down to where I'm not against, I'm not one of those hardcore carnivores. I believe that being on a carnivore diet, if especially in a situation that I'm in, it's got to be carnivore, you know. And then once I get my weight under control and I'm down there like maybe around 200, 175-ish, then I want to stay on keto because I do love vegetables, and I hate to admit that. I know all the carnivore people are going to be, oh my God, no. But I'm still going to maintain the carnivore diet, but like you, T, just have some vegetables, but mostly it'll be carnivore. But for now, to get my health under control, it's gotta be it's gotta be carnivore. Because carnivore, eating all meat only, all fat, is what heals. I really, really believe that. Right. Exactly, keto simple. Yeah. I still love vegetables. It's just that right now I don't want to take the chance of messing this up. I just want to get healthy and go from there. Yay. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome back. We're here talking about struggles in case you're just coming in. I am pretty much strict carnivore, except I like iceberg lettuce wrapped on my burger. Sometimes we have to have that one thing in order for us to make this work. If that's what it takes, Cindy, for you to be a strict carnivore and have that one exception, it can't be bad. Some people are so strict that they won't even have a cup of black coffee. But I'm allowing myself black coffee because, yes, it is a plant, but I'm not doing this because I'm afraid of plants. I'm doing this because I need to get healthy. So there's a difference there. Some people think all plants are bad and they're just going to eat the carnivore diet. I'm not one of those. I'm a carnivore because I believe carnivore diets heal. And it's the best diet by far to heal. And that's my belief. Cindy Burns says, I'm just doing carnivore right now for healing. My story is similar to yours, Grandma Crochet. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm doing it to heal, to get better, to get healthy, lose some weight along the way, yes. Yes, and Dr. What's his name? Dr. Carey? Is that his name? No, Dr. Barry. He drinks coffee. I believe you should. If you can't eat things like liver, then you should take vitamins. I got neuropathy in my feet, and I was just informed this week that I probably should be taking the vitamin B1. It's used for neuropathy. Neuropathy. Oh, cool. I love Dr. Berry. I love Homestead Howe. I love Bill Knotts. I love Dr. Shafee. I think he is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it also helps with the fibro issues. It helps with a lot of issues if you stick with it. Some people have claimed that being on a carnivore diet has even helped them cure their cancer and put them in remission, because a lot of cancers feed or feast off from sugar. Thank you. Thank you, Adelina Fernandez. And hi back at you. And welcome to our Carnivore Live video. Lettuce is just crunchy water. Yeah, that's how I see lettuce too. There's nothing in it. Magnesium and vitamin deficient in many people, even those on carnivore. Yeah, because a lot of us don't get the vitamin D from the sun because we stay hibernated in the house and we lack in magnesium. I have a bulletproof coffee. I don't want to give it up. Yeah. And I drink unsweet tea, and I don't put no sugar in my unsweet tea. Famous unsweet tea is freshly brewed, and I drink that and I have my coffee. So that's two plants right there that I still do every single day. Vitamin D is essential. You're absolutely correct. I am vitamin D deficient. I take magnesium since I tend to get leg cramps at night. I might even have some from last year. Because I used to take it for leg cramps when I was on the carnivore diet, and I forgot all about it till you just mentioned it. I got vitamin D too, for that matter. Tried using it for my son with OCD and didn't help. Made it worse, in fact. Scared to try it again now, but things have just gotten declined. I'll have a Coke Zero sometimes too. More often now that they just opened up a McDonald's right near our house. Oh no. I'm vitamin D deficient too. Doctor said 400. Yeah, that's about. I'm supposed to be taking about 5,000. The 5,000 tabs. Well, Adeline, I'm very sorry that didn't work for your son, and a lot of people it does. But at least you've tried it. I'm not a doctor, Adelina, um, but I don't believe it would hurt to try it again. I don't know how old your son is. They say that carnivore diet is safe for children. I mean, if you can't figure out what to do, I mean, it doesn't hurt to keep trying. And a lot of those things, it doesn't work right, like within a week or 2 weeks. It takes time. I eat McDonald's 4 half-pound burger patties. Yeah, I had burger patties the other day. I shouldn't have had the cheese on it. Normally, I don't eat a lot of cheese because I'm lactate intolerant, so I don't eat a lot of cheese. But it is what it is. I just figured, yeah, go ahead, put cheese on it. And I know McDonald's cheese is not. I call it the fake cheese because I like eating when you slice a piece of cheese and it's like a brick, it's like firm and it snaps. That's the kind of cheese I like eating if I do eat it. No seasoning sauces, dairy except no dairy except butter. No eggs. Really? No eggs? Is there a reason why no eggs? Yeah, no pork. Okay. Thank you, Casey. And thank you for being here. Just ground beef, salt water, and occasional steak if it fits the budget. Now, where did you get this idea from, this kind of diet, just ground beef, salt water, and occasional steak from? Because eggs are very, very good and important on a carnivore diet because they're very, very healthy. They give us a lot of stuff that we need. Yeah. Yeah, that's the lion diet. Yeah, I think you're right, T. That sounds like the lion diet. That's very, very, very strict carnivore. Yeah, Dr. Ken Berry for sure. Oh, eggs increases anxiety? Wow. Backyard full of chickens. Y'all know I eat a lot of eggs. Yeah, I eat eggs every single day. At least 4 eggs, at the very least 4 eggs a day. Yeah, I'm not going to eat just plain one thing. I'm going to be light on the pork, though, because pork bothers me. So I'll be lighter on the pork, but I eat chicken. I'll eat anything. We don't eat much pork, gives us heartburn. We eat chicken because thighs are. Exactly. I eat whatever I can that's inexpensive. And I eat a lot of chicken because that is inexpensive. I've been finding they have this packaged meat they sell by 2 pounds that's half pork, ground pork, and half hamburger meat mixed together. And I've been buying that lately because it's cheaper per pound. I can get 2 pounds for $7.50 or $7. No, 2 pounds for $7. So it's $3.50 a pound instead of $5 a pound for hamburger meat. Well, hello all everyone that's coming in that's just got here. Welcome to Carnivore Live. I love my beef rare. Oh, it's got to be dripping bloody. Just flipped on both sides and throw it in the plate. Yeah, and it's very inexpensive compared. Hamburger meat used to be the cheapest meat you could get, people. Now it's one of the most expensive ones. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, Nikki, are you here, or are you still traveling? I'll start with, I'd start with Dr. Barry, Dr. Eric Westman. Yeah, those two are very good. I agree with keto. It's simple. This is a wonderful space. Thank you, Grandma. You like it. You like it blue. Yay, Nikki. Nikki had a birthday yesterday, you guys. She's a year older. We're here every other night live, so come in and drop in anytime. I'm in this community 24/7. I should be better at remembering on the fly. I know. I used to be more deeply into everything a year ago. But when I got done for that year, I'm just getting back into it now. Now it's trying to remember everything and all the videos I used to watch and stuff. It's like, and there's a lot of good videos out there, people. A lot of good ones. I'm constantly watching those videos. Sin says I am done cleaning the kitchen, so I'm heading to my she cave basement to do my exercises. Well, good for you, Cindy. He doesn't. My wife and I go live Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, and I go live by myself Sundays at 7:30 Eastern. Also, you have a channel as well. Oh, let me find it. I am going to subscribe so I can find you, if that's all right. I subscribe so I can get a message, a notification. So if I'm not doing anything, I can come and be part of the live. Last week I just ate ground beef with an egg and a spoonful of sour cream. Yeah, I'm not up. I guess I could have sour cream on a carnivore. Now that I think about it, can you share the link here so I can? Can you click on his? When I click on his name, I can get his channel. So I just find it that way. I don't get notified for them, and I know I am subscribed. Okay, let me go back to it, and I'll drop a link. All right, here we go. I believe that's it. You want to check that Keto Simple to make sure it's the link? Just make sure it goes to you. As soon as I'm able to get this something like a bot, then we can just have it so you guys that have channels can just go through the bot to get your channels out there. I'm going to jump over to the Keto Chow Live. Have a great night. I'll drop in when I see you live. Thank you, Keto Simple. Not a problem. I'm glad it worked. If anyone else has a channel, just let me know and I'll grab it and put it in there. Dustin. Okay, thank you, Dustin. Well, this is 17 minutes over. Bye-bye. Thank you for dropping in. 17. Wow. Can anyone drop a like, or I should say add a like, or like the channel where there's so many? I'm too shy for a channel. I always thought I was too. And then I decided, or I was too afraid or too shy, too nervous, didn't want to put it all out there. And then I thought, you know what? Do it. Just put it all out there. It'll help you. And so I had to talk myself in it, and I had to look at it that way, that we get help from this. So I see it as more of a help because I didn't see enough help out there. But I see this as our place. This is our place to heal, our place to do this journey, our place to hang out, chit chat. But I'm going to be doing another live here in about 40 minutes, so I'll stay on here for another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to switch it over and go live on the Crocheting Carnivore Anything Goes, because this is for the carnivore one. I don't want to stay here. Yes, and that's what's so important for me. So that video that talks about victories and stuff, please leave a message in the comment section about your victories because I want to share them on our next live. So if you have a victory or have multiple victories, please share them. And on Thursday, that's what our next live is going to be about. I'm going to start reading all of those lives. I'll put the camera right on. I don't know about if I'll show it on the camera. I think I'll just read them because I want people to to, yeah, you are doing so good walking. Yeah. All right. That's great. That's great, T. That is really good. See, that's a great victory. You should share that one. But I do have a video I put out this afternoon. It's only like 4 or 5 minutes long, but it's basically asking everyone to put their victory down in the chat so that we can have a list, a major, massive list of victories. So if everyone could do that, that would be great. Yeah, that's a big accomplishment. That's like phenomenal, phenomenal victory right there. I'll be going live with a crazy grandma's crazy. Ah. Hello, Kim. Welcome to Grandma's Crochet Corner, but it's carnivore night. We go live for our crocheting anything goes talk in about a half hour or so. This one we're going a little bit overboard because we had so many people here, which is great. So, welcome, Kim. We go every other night, we go live. So, it's either 3 to 4 times a week, depending on how the week goes. But it's every other night. I'm trying to go carnivore. Well, great. I'm in my third week. So far, so good. I was on it like a year ago, a little over a year ago for a few months, and I lost a great deal of weight. Got healing. I healed a lot. And then I went off my diet for a year, gained back half of my weight, and now I'm back at it again. This time I'm sticking to it because I know the progress that I was at. I don't want to get to that point. I was sick last year. So that's that. So you're more than welcome to be here. Ask questions. We got carnivores from all stages, and we can help you out, send you the right way. If someone else, another channel, has a better answer to what you're asking, we can send you there. I mean, this community is great. You're here. You're at the right place. I am off one of my antidepressants. I've been trying for decades to get off. So that is my victory. Yeah, I am on anxiety, high blood pressure meds, and I take an aspirin every day, uh, low dose aspirin, to make sure my blood stays thinned out. Yeah, yesterday was Nikki's birthday. I have lupus and leg lymphedema. I'm trying to cure my inflammation. I'm also a diabetic. Well, carnivore can definitely help with all those things. I don't know about lupus, but I've heard it does great for lymphedema and inflammation and also diabetes. Are you a type 2 or a type 1? Well, it can help either one, but type 2, well, carnivore is the place to be. I don't really know too much about lupus, but I'm not a doctor either. I'm just an old grandma that's been on, I think, every diet under the sun. And I've been on keto in the past. I mean, keto, yes. Carnivore, yes, in the past. And I was doing great on it. It was one of the best diets I had been on, and now I'm on it to you. I've heard a lot of positive things about the vibration plates. Bill Knotts uses one. I bet you it feels so good. I haven't used one of those yet. Yeah, the shake. Yeah, watch some of last year's Bill Knotts' videos. He uses them for the first time. Yeah, I've had a few mini strokes. I've got the scars right here, the surgery where I had surgery because I kept having mini strokes and going blind and having seizures, the whole 9 yards. So I was in the medical field for 45 years, but had to medically retire. Aw, Kim, I also therapeutic carnivore. My is arthritis, 8 weeks, I'm better. Ah, perfect. I love my vibration plate. Everyone talks so highly about those. I know, I know Bill Knotts does, and yeah, when they did this surgery, they said I had 25% chance of dying to live. They didn't know if they would be able to fix it. They went in trying to do a stent. It was up beyond my ear, the blockage to my brain, and it was 95% blocked. And a stent wouldn't work, so they had to go in and surgically take care of it. And I was a smoker, a very heavy smoker. And they said if I ever smoked again, I could possibly die because my artery going up to my brain is the size of an infant. And when you smoke, your arteries constrict. And every time it constricted, I would do things like I would go blind, or, I would just feel flush all over my body and I couldn't lift my arms. And it was horrible. And they did like a CAT scan or something, but it showed that my brain showed that I had 3 strokes. But that was a few years ago, and hopefully that's in my past. I was one of those smokers that you can't tell me I can't smoke. When they started doing all this stuff like smoking in a house with children is considered child abuse, and all this stuff, and I'm like, no one tells me I can't smoke in my own house. I'm sorry, get out of here. I was such a firm, smoker until. So 7 p.m. CDT Thursday is your live. Yes, that's before Eastern, an hour before Eastern. No, wait a minute. Yeah, Central. Nikki, you're Central, right? Nikki's Central. All right, so yeah, 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to talk about victories on the carnivore diet on Thursday night. Yeah. Yeah, they're all scary, Kim. They're all scary. I think the scariest thing for me about that whole thing, and it's weird because it's the only thing that scared me through that whole ordeal of my 3 strokes, was I remember I was in bed and was in the middle of having a seizure. and I was still coherent in my mind. I was hooked up to monitors and everything. And I heard my son say, her heart just stopped. And that clicked in my head that I was dead. I died right there. And that was scary to me. But I couldn't, of course I'm in the middle of having a seizure, and that him saying that, my son Robbie saying that, just stuck with me for a long time. And then I went right into a full-blown seizure. But that was all stroke related. I had a blockage to my brain and I kept going into seizures. Seizures is no joke either. And being obese can cause those. And I was obese back then. I was exactly 303 pounds when I had my stroke, my mini strokes. Yeah, my son was in the army. My second son was in the army, and he actually, Red Cross got him out to come to the hospital before the surgery, and he got there. He had to fly in before I went in for surgery. 25% chance of must mean that I'm a fighter. So I'm going to take all that fighting and do this. You had it at work? Oh, you threw a blood clot from a leg. Oh, no. I've heard a lot of people have that happen and they have a stroke. Yeah, that having a blood clot like that, and yeah, I've heard of people saying that it went to their heart or to their leg. I mean, to their heart or their lungs, their brain. My stroke wasn't from a blood clot though. Yes, I freaked out a lot of people. I bet. I would be freaked out if you had a stroke right there beside me at work. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to be back, though, to do the nightly live. We do a live every single night, and talk is about anything you want it to be. We sit around, we crochet, and do all things, talk about anything, whether you want to talk about carnivore diet, ask questions, you want to crochet, ask questions. It's anything goes every night. Um, and it's usually between, I don't know, it averages about 10 o'clock, don't it? So I'm going to go potty and do all that stuff, grab some coffee so I can get all my crochet and stuff, bring it over here, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. And thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. I'm just going to go take care of a few things, and I'll be back. Love y'all. Thank you for coming. I'll see you on Thursday night. And don't forget to watch the victories um, video and put down your victory. Please, please, please. And thank you. Bye-bye.